I'm now being joined live from London by his special advisor on media and publicity, Mr. Femi Adeshina. Thanks a lot for joining us on the News at 10 tonight.
Thank you. Good evening.
All right, so it was a 25-minute open discussion, and then talks continued. And Nigeria seemed to ask for many things. What have we agreed now following the discussions?
Well, in that kind of meeting, a bilateral meeting, it's not a meeting where you will ask for this and promises will be made or they will be granted immediately. It's more of a meeting of seeking understanding. And then subsequently, the bureaucrats in the two countries will follow up on the meeting.
Okay, in the light of seeking understanding, we see the president there talking about more investment by British companies. He thanked them for the investment that we have already. But at this stage, when security is one of our biggest challenges right now, do you see that happening?
Well, you know, things like that go pari passu. You don't say you first solve all security challenges before you begin to prospect for investments. You do the two together. And if you get investments, you can even set fire to your heels and you work harder on security. So you don't just say we settle security first before we prospect for investments.
One of the reasons I'm asking that is because we were listening to the U.S. Consul General in Nigeria talking about the need for the country to show greater commitment to providing a conducive environment for investment to happen. So perhaps it's not just that they don't want to come, but maybe the environment is what might be putting them off. What do you think?
Yes, but because the world is also a global village, you don't leave anybody with his challenges again. That the British Prime Minister reiterated to Nigeria that Britain will help Nigeria in its challenges, particularly security. So that's part of it. It's a collaborative thing around the world now.
Okay. The Prime Minister talked about the need to better intra-Commonwealth trade. Let me put it that way. How does that advice sit at a time when Nigeria itself put on hold that participation in the Continental Free Trade Agreement? We put that on hold after much song and dance. So how do we then begin to talk about that in the light of what we've done?
The Continental Free Trade Agreement is about Africa. But the one the British PM was talking about was intra-Commonwealth. And you know, Commonwealth straddles many continents. It's not just Africa.
Yes, so, but it is still an issue if we're not getting it right on our own continent. I do know what that means as well. But when they look at what we're doing with our own trade among ourselves, does that not worry them? You know?
No, the requirements may not be the same. The Africa Free Trade Agreement had some requirements that Nigeria considered deleterious to the growth of local industries. But intra-Commonwealth trade may not have the same requirements as those.
All right. So how then do you think that when we look at our partnership with the UK, we tend to always be the ones asking for either aid or increased investment. What do we give back so that we don't look like we're always coming to the table? And, I mean, within your own time, you know, being where you are right now, what can Nigeria itself also bring to the table?
Well, that was why the president unfolded the strides by this administration. He talked about agriculture and said Nigeria had reduced importation of rice, particularly by almost 95%, and Nigeria is on the road to food security. So if we achieve food security, that means we can then begin to export. So Britain could then be a market for some of our produce. That is one. And the meeting was not just about asking for aid. It was about unfolding opportunities which could be mutually beneficial to the two countries.
And to those who are saying that this is just another round of diplomatic talk, and is there anything tangible that we're actually coming out from this meeting with beyond, you know, the lovely diplomacies and the rhetoric? As they have had this talk now, what are we coming out with?
The mentality of I go to market and this is how much I have made today. That is not then diplomacies. This kind of meetings can yield for the next decade or two. So it's not about what you are coming home with tomorrow. It should be a broader mind and a broader perspective than that.
All right. Even though you've said that, I am going to ask you what we hope to gain from this, invitation by the U.S. President Donald Trump, because of course you have interests all over the world. This visit coming at this time, how do we hope to leverage on it? Let me put it that way.
According to the statement by the White House, the American president and his Nigerian counterpart are going to discuss economy and security. And you know that those are two key areas for Nigeria. Security is important. We need more effective and efficient equipment to battle insurgency, which America has. So if we get to procure those quicker from America, I think it's a big step forward. You know, the Leahy law in America had forbade us from getting some kind of equipment from them. Now, with the coming of Trump, he has promised to assist Nigeria, but getting those equipment faster will be very, very important. That's in the area of security. And then talking of economy, you know that it's one of the priorities of this administration. So in whatever way the America can hasten up the buoyancy of the Nigerian economy, it will be welcome.
All right. Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the President, Mr. Femi Adeshina. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10 tonight.
Thank you.